Hello students, welcome to Edupedia Word Videos. My topic for the presentation is third section of the chapter Anatomy of Flowering Plants. In this section of the video, we will discuss about the simple permanent tissue. And this is the third section of the chapter Anatomy of Flowering Plants. In simple permanent tissue, we will discuss such as Parenchyma, such as Collenchyma, and such as Sclerenchyma. Okay. So first we will discuss about the parenchyma, what it is. Parenchyma is a permanent tissue, okay? And what are permanent tissue, students? Cells that have acquired permanent shape, size and function. They are considered as permanent tissue, students. Cells which have lost the capacity of division, capacity of cell division, they are also called as permanent tissue. And permanent tissue, they are of two types. Which are those? First is simple and second is complex. First we will study about the simple permanent tissue, and those are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And complex tissues are xylem and phloem. In my next section of the presentation, I'll be teaching you about the complex permanent tissue, that is xylem and phloem. But here in this section of the video, we will discuss about the simple permanent tissue, which are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Okay. So simple permanent tissue, they are homogeneous in nature. Okay. A simple tissue is made up of only one type of cell. Okay, that's why they are called as homogeneous in nature. Similar permanent cells, they carry out similar set of functions. That's why they are called as homogeneous in nature. Okay, so this is parenchyma and this is collenchyma and this is sclerenchyma. Okay, so these three are simple permanent tissues. So parenchyma, they are isodiametric. Isodiametric means iso means same and diametric means diameter. So the cells of parenchyma, they are of same diameter and they are very thin walled. That means the cell wall of the parenchyma is very thin. Okay, and the cells, they may be oval, they may be circular and they may be polygonal with intercellular spaces. Can you see the intercellular spaces between the cells of the parenchyma? Yes, you can see. So it has intercellular space between the cells of the parenchyma, and all the cells of the parenchyma, they are living. And this tissue is present in all organs of the plant, such as root, stem, leaf, flower, fruit and seeds. Okay. So this is parenchyma. This is the transverse section of parenchyma. Now what are the characteristics? That it is a living tissue and it is a group of isodiametric cells. That means the cells which have same diameter. They may be oval, they may be spherical, and they have intercellular space present between the cells of the parenchyma. So this is called as intercellular space. And this green color is representing cytoplasm of the cell of a parenchyma. Okay, and it has a large conspicuous vacuole present, and it has nucleus too, and the cell wall is very thin in nature, and that cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin. Okay, then comes where it is present. What's the location in the plant body? So organs such as plant roots, plant stem and plant fruits and plant seeds, these are the organs where parenchyma is present. Now anatomically, if you see, then in epidermis, which is outermost layer, cortex, which is ground tissue, pith is another ground tissue, mesophyll, it is present in the leaves, and xylem, it is the conducting tissue that carries water from one place to another in the plant body, and phloem, that conducts food material, specifically sugar, from leaf to the other parts of the body. So anatomically in these places parenchyma is present. Okay, now what's the function of parenchyma, students? Storage of food, of course. Okay, So the main function of this tissue is the storage of food. In hydrophytes, large air cavities are formed in between cells of these tissue which are filled with air. This type of parenchymatous tissue is called as parenchyma. Okay, parenchyma, that means it is a kind of parenchyma which has large air cavities within it, and that provides buoyancy to the aquatic plants so that they can float on water. Okay, and sometimes in parenchymatous cells they develop chloroplast too, and such parenchyma they are called as Chlorenchyma. Chlorin means chlorophyll. So this is the modification of parenchyma, wherein parenchyma cells they develop chloroplast, and such cells they participate in photosynthesis because they have chlorophyll in it. Okay, and another function is that sometimes such cells they start to divide also, such as cork cambium, root cambium, and they help the plant in secondary growth. That means it helps in providing the radial growth, formation of cork, and healing of wound. Okay, so these are the functions of parenchyma. Now, what are the parenchyma modification? As I just told you that if they develop chloroplast, then they are called as chlorenchyma. Chlorin means chlorophyll, and chyma is a modification of parenchyma. So this is the mesophyll of leaf wherein chloroplast is present. That's why it is called as chlorenchyma, and this is the outermost cortex of the stem. See, this is called as outermost cortex of stem, and it performs photosynthesis because it has chloroplast in it. This is the transverse section of leaf of chlorenchyma. Now comes Collenchyma. Chlorenchyma and Collenchyma, they both are different in a way. I'll tell you what in how it is different, but more or less they are same also because they both have chloroplast in it. Okay, it is usually 3 to 4 layered hypodermis of herbaceous dicotyledonous stem, and they are absent in monocot stem, and they are longer than parenchyma cells. That's the difference. Okay, and they are living in nature just like parenchyma, and the intercellular space in this tissue they are absent because in intercellular spaces at the corner of the cell thickening of cellulose and pectin develop, due to which cell wall become very rigid and very thick at the corners. Okay, in aquatic plants, as I told you, that it has large intercellular space that stores air and provide buoyancy, and that is called as parenchyma. Aren means air. Okay, that means it has large air cavities that help aquatic plants to float over water. See, this is parenchyma. It is found in pond lily. Parenchyma is only found in aquatic plants and not in terrestrial plants. Please note that. Okay, then comes Prosenchyma. Okay, so this is fiber like elongated thick walled cells like this. What's the significance of Prosenchyma? That it provides strength and rigidity to plant body. Cutinized parenchyma of epidermis of stem and leaf. As you can see, there is a thin layer of cuticle over the parenchyma of epidermis, so this leads to the protection. And parenchyma, if it is associated with xylem and phloem, then it helps in storage and conduction, because xylem and phloem they are conducting tissues. Xylem, it carries water from one place to another, and phloem, it helps in conduction of sugar from leaf to the other parts of the body, plant body. Now we'll talk about the simple permanent tissue, that is Collenchyma in detail and Sclerenchyma in detail. Okay, so first we'll talk about the Collenchyma. This is the transverse section of Collenchyma. It is living tissue. It is a component cells. They are elongated with blunt ends and they look spherical in the transverse section. TS is transverse section. As you can see that they look spherical and with elongated but with the blunt ends. Okay, like this. See, it is blunt end. Okay, and they are elongated. Cell wall is unevenly thickened due to extra deposition of cellulose and pectin. As you can see, this orange color is representing cellulose and pectin extra deposition. Okay, cellulose and pectin deposition is this. and it has no intercellular space because of the cellulose and pectin deposition. Okay, and this is the cell wall, which is represented by this red color. Okay, and it is very rigid and very thick, and the cells, they are much smaller than parenchyma cells. Please note that. And this is the cytoplasm, which is represented by this yellow color, and this is vacuole, and this small pink in color, it is nucleus. Where it is present? Location in plant body, if you see, it is 3 to 4 layered hypodermis of herbaceous dicot stem. Now what's the function of collenchyma? It is very flexible, it provides mechanical support, and it gives tensile strength to the plant body. It is not found in monocot and roots. That means no collenchyma is found in monocot and roots. Now what are the functions of collenchyma? It resists bending and pulling action of wind. Okay, when it contains chloroplast, it performs photosynthesis. Collenchyma, it allows growth, and it elongates and prevents tearing of leaves too. That's the another crucial function of collenchyma. Okay, fully developed fibers, they are long, they are tapering at the ends. Okay, now we are talking about the sclerenchyma, that is another simple permanent tissue. So fully developed fibers, they are very long and they are tapering at the ends. Okay, if you see the LS section of, that is longitudinal section of sclerenchyma, and if you see transverse section of the sclerenchyma, then it looks somewhat like this. So in some cases, cell wall becomes so much lignified that the lumen is greatly reduced and wall has small circular pits. And the normal length of fiber is around 1 to 3 millimeter, but in jute, if you see, their length may be from 20 to 550 millimeter. Okay, and the sclerenchyma cells, they are dead cells, unlike parenchyma and collenchyma. And the fibers that are present in hypodermis of monocot stem, in pericycle of many dicot, in secondary wood, in vascular bundle sheet, in monocot stem, and hypodermis of many leaves. Okay, so this sclerenchyma is present in these places, and the main function of sclerenchyma is to provide mechanical support. See, this is the transverse section of sclerenchyma. They are dead tissues. Two type of cells are there. One is a sclerenchyma fiber, which is polygonal in shape, if you see a transverse section, but they are elongated and tapering. See, this is the tapering end. Okay, and this is elongated in shape. And another type of sclerenchyma is this. This is the LS section of the sclerenchyma, that is longitudinal section, and this is the transverse section. Okay, so no intercellular space is present between the cells of the parenchyma. Can you see the intercellular space between the cells of the sclerenchyma? No, because they are very compactly arranged, and it is dead tissue too. So that's the reason there is no intercellular space. They are evenly thickened due to lignin. So this brown color, it is showing the lignin deposition, and protoplasm is absent in it. That's why it is called as dead tissue. So sclerenchyma location in plant body, they are present in the hypodermis and vascular bundle sheet of monocot stem. They are present in many leaves, pericycle, and secondary xylem, such as wood of the dicot stem. Okay, so these are the places where sclerenchyma is present. Now what's the function of it, students? It provides mechanical support, it provides rigidity, it provides tensile strength that bears compression, pull, and bending forces. Okay, now another type of sclerenchyma is sclerites. They are also called as stone cells. See, sclerenchyma, it has two types. First is sclerenchyma fiber, and second is sclerite or stone cells. Okay, so what's the characteristic? They are extremely thick walled because of the lignin deposition. They are very hard because that's provide tensile strength to the plant body. It is strongly lignified. Okay, they are isodiametric in nature. Isodiametric means cells, they have same diameter, and various shapes such as polyhedral, star shaped, rod shaped, and bone shaped. So these are the various shapes in which sclerite is formed. Okay, sclerites, they are also called as stone cells. Location in plant body: polyhedral stone cells or sclerites, they are found in grit of apple, pear and guava. And rod shaped sclerites, they are formed in epidermis of legume seeds. Okay, and a star shaped sclerite is found in leaf or petiole of aquatic plants. And bone shaped sclerites, they are formed or they are seen in subepidermis of legume seeds. See, rod shaped sclerites, they are formed in epidermis of legume seed, and bone shaped sclerites, they are formed or they are seen in subepidermis of legume seeds. Okay, this is the diagrammatic representation of sclerite. This is the primary wall and this is the thickened secondary wall. Now what's the function of it? It provides rigidity, it provides strength, it provides tensile strength and stiffness to seed coverings. So stone cells, they are lignified, they are extremely thick walled, so that lumen of the cell is almost obliterated and may be spherical, maybe oval, maybe cylindrical, maybe T-shaped and even stellate. They are generally found in hard parts of the plant such as endocarp of walnut and coconut, and they form part of seed coat in some members of Leguminosae family, as I just shown you. Okay, so this was all about simple permanent tissue, that is Parenchyma, Collenchyma and Sclerenchyma. In my next section of the presentation, that is fourth section of the chapter Anatomy of Flowering Plant, we'll be discussing about the complex permanent tissues such as xylem and phloem and their types. Okay, so till then stay tuned and keep watching Edupedia word videos. Thank you.